Interesting. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
I have a date for you. I'm actually not kidding.
Oh my god. This is crazy. Was not expecting my date to like have this in the middle of it.
And then you're gonna brag about it.
I'm gonna make sure I mention you. I'm like, yeah, this is where I got it from.
Exactly. Like I said, dating is a numbers game. Not every date you go on is going to become your partner.
Yeah.
True.
And when you come at it from that point of you're meeting new, different, cool people, great. You win no matter what, because then you just go in with the intention of I'm going to meet somebody who's new, cool, who can add value to my life, whether that's as a partner or a friend. Done. It's okay to be in debt. Don't be scared of debt. Because I think, like, for me at least, I see it as like a badge of honor. I'm like, okay. And then when I pay this down, I'm going to be like, I paid off $80,000 worth of debt. Look at me.
So, about your pricing, how have you only focused on like a specific sector, or is it accessible for everybody?
So with the agency, because it's way more personalized experience with expert matchmakers, those prices start at $30,000 US.
So when you say $30,000 US, is it per session, or how does it work?
So what it is that we offer unlimited matchmaking opportunities for you. So you buy time with us. And depending on how specific your search is, that's the price range that we offer, and also the timeline that we offer. We have some clients that are maybe freshly divorced and they just want to date people who are qualified, and they want us to plan, book, confirm the date, manage the communication, manage the feedback, and they're looking to date a lot of people. We have clients that are looking to date maybe 5, 6, just dependent people, but they're looking for a wife. So we actually decide the timeline and the price depending on what you're looking for, your requirements. Now, there are some clients who are much more open to every nationality, every age range, where some clients are very specific. I only want to date somebody from France and Germany with blonde hair, blue eyes, and they're only 33 to 36. That's a much different price range that we're going to have to charge you, because that's a lot more recruiting on our side.
So the more specific, the more expensive it is.
Well, it depends, right? Because we have the largest matchmaking database in the world. We have over 40,000 people globally in our system, probably more now, to be honest, because I've brought on the UAE and the UK. So we probably have more than that. We need to recalibrate. But with that being said, we also recruit outside of our database. We're not matchmakers who only stick to who we have, because we want to make sure that we're finding you success, period. So with the agency, we only work with millionaires and billionaires, because they're probably the ones who can't afford our services. So we focus on high net worth, ultra high net worth. These are also people who are extremely time poor, and they're used to outsourcing everything in their life. So hiring a matchmaker just makes sense for them.
Okay, it does. It does make a lot of sense.
So that's our niche. But like we also we have clients that can't afford our services, that see the value in having somebody who is going to be vetting, verifying potential matches, planning, booking, confirming the date, doing everything for them, because they also lead a very busy life, or they're kind of fed up with what's currently on the market and they want to outsource it to experts. But yeah, what we see is millionaires, billionaires that we work with.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. And it also makes sense for people who are just like bored with what they have on the table and they want to go a different route.
They want to expand their network is I think what happens a lot. Maybe they don't have access to the kind of network that we do, because all of the women see me in magazines, see me in articles, hear me on the radio, hear me on podcasts, see me on my social media, and know about the success that I've created. Or their girlfriend has gone on a date with one of our clients. Their girlfriend is in a relationship with one of our clients. They know and trust our service. So the guys that we work with know that the women in our database are vetted, verified. They're in it for the right reasons. Well, not all of them, but we'll get to that. But what I will say is that women join our database and women join for free because they also know that the clients that we take on go through a 4-step process with us. We are making sure that the men that we take on as clients, because guess what? You go on a date with a guy who's a dick, you're not going to recommend your girlfriend to join our database. So we make sure that the guys that we have and that we're working for as clients, that they're of a high caliber as well.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah.
I have a date for you. I already think. I'm actually not kidding.
Oh my god. This is crazy. Was not expecting my date to like have this in the middle of it.
And then you're gonna brag about it.
I'm gonna make sure I mention you. I'm like, yeah, this is where I got it from.
Exactly.
So how does money play into this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big $1 million question. How does money play into matchmaking?
It's interesting because a lot of our clients or potential clients, like when they come to us, like I said, they go through a 4-step process. One of the questions we hear all the time is, well, people know you as a millionaire, billionaire matchmaker. How do I know that the women in your database aren't just looking for one thing? So we ask certain questions. I'm not going to give them away, but we ask certain questions to the women who do join our database, and when we interview them for potential clients, where we understand if they're looking to build a life with somebody or live a lifestyle. And there's a massive difference between the two. Yeah. So when you want to build a life with somebody, I think about compatibility, foundation, right? You want to build together. Versus living a lifestyle with somebody, you're looking to just benefit from somebody else's successes. So you're looking to go on the holidays, take photos on these holidays. You're looking to live in that big house. And I'm not saying that building a life with someone, you don't want that either. Like, I'm an extremely ambitious, driven person. But if you don't have the qualities that align with your partner, meaning being driven, ambitious, successful yourself, it's hard to build a life with somebody. You're looking to live a lifestyle and just reap the benefits rather than build the benefits with somebody. Yeah, so our clients always ask that. They're like, how do we know they're not gold diggers? I'm like, we will suss that for you. That's why you pay us. That is why you pay us. And then we also have some clients who are like, I want to give that to somebody. Oh, okay. Then we have lots of those too. Whatever you need, we got you.
Fully functioning service.
Exactly. Anything and everything.
How did it feel when you got fired from your job?
So I got let go within 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I guess that they were watching my stories at the weekend. And then on the Monday, they carried on like everything was normal. Then I got an email at 3:00 saying, hey, can we have a meeting with you at 3:30? And I was like, okay, cool. Ended up having the meeting, and I didn't realize it was going to be like the different people in the room. And I was like, oh, what's this? Am I getting a bonus? No, I'm kidding. So what ended up happening is they brought up the Instagram account. They said, in my words, that it didn't match the ethos of the school. My argument back was, well, what I do outside these walls has no bearings on the success that I create inside these walls. And especially because I wasn't a teacher, I wasn't in the classroom or anything, I wasn't working with children. I was a leader in a school. Okay. So the next day, basically, I mean, they gave me the terms, and it was, I got to keep my visa for the next I got salary for the next 5 months. When the visa was up in July, I got a payout of 3 months. So I kind of just said, okay, I'm not going to work for the next 6 months and get paid. Sure, I'll take that. I was terrible with the money that I was given. Blew it all. I've now become a much better person with money. I think you have to, especially when you're taking other people's money. You have a big responsibility on your shoulders. You have a big responsibility. And I used to be in the money mindset of like feast and famine. get the money, spend it all. Instead of now with what I do is like creating cash cushions, watching the money grow by investing it in certain different things. Like right now, I just invest all my money back into my businesses because I see it grow so much more with that. But yeah, not having that kind of stability of like a check coming in. And in that August, I had signed up for a different school. This was in between, right? And then I ended up quitting like 3 weeks into it because I just said, firstly, it was like a massive sign from God because it was unorganized. It was hard for me, and education has never been hard for me. So I kind of just saw, I was like, this isn't the right place for me. And I ended up, you know what? I'm going to open up my matchmaking agency. But not having that stability was scary. But I knew, I was so strong in my conviction that I knew that it was going to work. I just put everything on credit cards and I just said, F it. And we've had like lows where like there was no investment. And you're responsible for paying people.
Yeah.
And it's not scary because I love it. I love paying people, especially for their hard work. But being in those moments where you're just like, what am I going to do? So I love credit cards. Bring them up. And I feel like it's awesome. It puts more pressure on you to actually get the job done.
Yeah, because you have a certain amount to pay by the end. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you need to get an Amex. No limit. But it's okay to be in debt. Don't be scared of debt. Because I think, like, for me at least, I see it as like a badge of honor. I'm like, okay. And then when I pay this down, I'm going to be like, I paid off $80,000 worth of debt. Look at me.
I feel that accomplishment and proudness of yourself. Yeah.
And I always say you need to pay with pleasure. Any bill that comes, any salary that you have to pay, anything to any agency, I always say, I pay with pleasure. Thank you, God, angels, universe, for giving me the opportunity to pay this bill. Even I got a blow dry today, and I said, thank you, God, angels, universe, for giving me the ability to pay for this.
That's a wonderful message. I think I'm going to start doing that.
You need to, because when you start showing that appreciation and that gratitude and looking at, I don't like the word spending, looking at the word, looking at releasing as a positive, it brings back so much receiving.
The universe gives back.
It definitely does. And especially if you're doing something that is contributing to society, contributing to other people, like you're paying people salaries, right?
Yes.
You're helping them live their life. I always see that as my future. So even like when I do put things on credit cards, I always know I'll be able to pay this off. And I just always say the money's on its way. The money's on its way. And being like so strong in that conviction, you're a little delusional. Like even when I had like, gosh, it was just 3 weeks ago, and I had like $60,000 US on credit cards, and I just said, "No, I'll pay this off. It's fine. It's all coming to me. It's on its way."
It's on its way. Yeah.
I think nobody really likes to pay bills, but as you mentioned, the way you look at it, if you add a little positivity to it, I think that really
you have
helps.
to, because the house that you live in provides you a roof over your head, provides you safety.
Exactly.
Even the DWA bill, right? You need water to take a shower. You got to brush your teeth. You need electricity. That helps you do work. You have to pay with positivity.
That's a very interesting outlook and perspective of something people perceive as negative, which is like paying bills.
Yeah.
Like, you know, oh my God, I have to pay my end of month bill. I have to do that. I have to pay this. I have to pay that.
Change it.
And then the way you're saying it is amazing, actually.
It's not just money going out. It's getting something out of that.
You get
right?
Yes.
And especially like people who pay taxes, right? And soon we're going to pay taxes here. People who pay taxes, right? I think that some people have fear around paying taxes, where it kind of stops them from creating more money for themselves because they have that fear in them. And instead, you should be like so proud of your tax bill. Oh my God, I paid 6 figures in taxes this year. That's amazing. Look at how much I've earned.
I don't think I've met anyone, or I don't think anyone else other than her exists on Earth.
I was just thinking.
On Earth, who would be proud to pay a 6-figure tax bill.
You have to be, right? Because that means that you created a lot of wealth for yourself, for your company, for your employees. You have to be.
True.
I mean, going a little bit back, as you were speaking about credit cards and how like
Yes.
credit card is like your best friend. So many people would not want to do that.
Yeah.
So how do you really overcome that? Like, because I mean, it's nobody really wants things on credit that okay later on you have to pay
Oh
off,
my
right?
gosh. That's a very limiting mindset.
Yeah.
Credit cards are amazing because, especially like great credit cards like an Amex, you have a pool of points that you can then use for other things. I have a game that I play with myself about how many points I can earn in a month and in a quarter. Because then that means that I get to reap the benefits of all of my, not spending, releasing. So what I see is credit cards are your best friend.
Yeah.
And if you're a person that can actually pay on credit cards and then pay down your bill every single month, you're creating more and more points for yourself for more pleasurable things in the future. So like I love flying, and I've come to a point in my life where I don't fly anything less than business class.
Okay, wow.
So with that being said, all of those points go towards flights. So I know exactly how many points I need in order to get a flight for free. So I play a game with myself and I say, okay, how much can I release this month in order to get these points? I actually think it's very dumb to only have a debit card. Why are you spending cash when you can spend credit? Credit gives you more opportunities. I think about them points as prizes, more prizes that you can create more positivity with the credit and then just pay it off. That's fine. It also gives you a longer limit.
But then there's some some people that, what if they're not able to meet with the deadline and they're not able to meet
Pay your
with
minimum.
because like, some people, they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll get this Louis bag for like, I don't know how much.
But that's
like
also dumb.
50K.
Why
and
are
then
you
they
spending
cannot,
outside your limit?
and then they cannot pay it back, and then they're like, okay, what the fuck do I do now,
Right.
Yeah.
You need to know and be smart and understand your money. What I do this all the time, and I always reassess. I say, okay, how much is my house? How much is my car? How much do I about spend every month? And you need to look at your statements. How much is going out? How much is coming in? And kind of understand what your base of releasing is. And then know if you can afford a Louis or if you can't. And if you can't, don't put that on a credit card. That's dumb.
Right.
Be smart. Like I put all of my expenses, I never use a debit card. Credit card, credit card, credit card. And then at the end, when it's time for those to be due, pay it off, pay it off, pay it off. There are some times, like I explained before, where I couldn't pay it off. But I just knew that I would be able to. So I paid the minimum. So I paid the minimum. And then I just knew, okay, if I pay the minimum now, how much interest is that? And what do I need to pay next month in order to get this down? What do I need to pay the next month in order to get this down? And that's it.
But you eventually pay it off. You
Of
eventually
course.
get it there.
Yeah. It's a belief in yourself. And if you know I'm going to do it, then you will do it. So you asked me about the prices of the matchmaking agency. So it's way different than the prices on Maction, on the app, which is why I wanted to create the app.
Okay.
Because then we can reach a much wider audience and create way more connection. So our memberships there, we have 3-month membership and a 12-month membership. Those price points start at 1,000 dirham. So way different price than the personalized matchmaking.
So 1,000 would be for
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
With the same benefits you would get if somebody was to come to you into the
Not
agency.
the exact same
Okay.
benefits because it's more digitized, but you actually have those in-person parties.
Okay.
Where the matchmaking is more
Okay.
personalized. I handpick the matches and things like that. But Matching is a way to bring my services as an elite matchmaker to the masses.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, so
That's
it's not out of budget, but it also is that paywall in order to
Yeah.
keep the riffraff out.
Right.
So all the
Yeah.
things you see on the Tinders, the Bumbles, the Hinges, you don't get that on Maction.
And I think I love the one feature that you have in your thing where it's like there's no time to chat
Yes.
on the thing. It's just
No
it's
wasted
straight to the
time.
I think that feature is really gonna sell out. Like
Yeah.
I love that feature so much.
Yeah. It's all about you need to meet this person in person instead of creating that false intimacy in your brain when you're texting them on your couch, you're texting them in bed, you're texting them in the morning, because then you are creating like this false person in your brain. You're putting them on a pedestal, and then for the most part you do get let down because you've created a fantasy of this person rather than knowing them for real and seeing what kind of vibe they have. Because anybody could be chat GPTing messages to you. You don't know who this real person is. It could even be a scam artist, and they're like, "Hey, send me your crypto wallet." What the hell is that? So it's like we get you in person with real people of a certain caliber.
That's actually wonderful.
Also, the tools that take us to the kind of thing.
Oh yeah, all of that. No scam artists, no catfishing, and no ghosting, because you actually get the feedback after the date of whether or not it was a match, and that's it.
Okay, so it's very straight to the point, hit or miss kind of thing.
Yeah, and like we said, dating is a numbers game. Not every date you go on is going to become your partner.
True.
And when you come at it from that point of you're meeting new, different, cool people, great. You win no matter what, because then you just go in with the intention of I'm going to meet somebody who's new, cool, who can add value to my life, whether that's as a partner or a friend. Done.
I have a very out of the box question. How would you explain dating to very olden mindset parents?
Okay, what do you mean?
Yeah. So because some parents are like, dating is very, like, girls shouldn't go around dating people, like different men, because it's very taboo. It doesn't look nice, or I don't know what it is with them. But the olden generation have that mindset that girls shouldn't be moving from one guy to another and like meeting alone and
we
talking.
have that. We have that as
So
well.
how do you kind of, like, in your words as a matchmaker, would explain to, let's say, a parent that let your daughter out, let your daughter explore her options, and not just like ship her off with the first
I think that
bachelor that you find.
in order to appease both parties, right? Because let's say we're talking Gen Z versus, I don't know how old your parents are, but generation whatever that is.
40s, 50s.
Okay, so I would appease both parties by meet people in group settings. I love that, because then you also get to see how this person interacts with other people.
Yes, and I think that's very important.
I think meeting in group settings is amazing. And do things that are fun. Go to the arcade, go bowling, do a Top Golf, right? Because then you also get to see this person in different like competitive settings, and you see how they win and how they lose.
And how they take it.
Because that is going to be a reflection of how they win and how they lose at life.
Yes.
How are they gonna act when they lose a job, lose a loved one? Obviously, it's not 100% mirror, but you know what I mean. You get to see kind of like the patterns and behavior. I would say group. Meet people in groups. Why not? And then also, you also kind of have your safety blanket with your friends too.
True. It's not very awkward.
It's not awkward. And then it's a way for you, just like the in-person parties with Maction, a way for you to maximize your chances of connection.
Okay.
You get to meet multiple people.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then it's not so scandalous. Did I solve your problem?
I think you did, yes. I'm going to show my mom this part of the conversation.
Yes, perfect. We'll do that then.
Oh, well, it was wonderful talking to you. I had so much fun, got a lot of insight of, like, Dubai matchmaking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Crazy stories, love it. Honestly, love it. So where can people find you? Your socials, your app,
definitely
everything.
So we're on the App Store now. We're going to be launching our Android in February. But we are Maction. That's Maxion. The Matchmaking Concierge. You can find us at themaction.com and the Maction on socials. If you're interested in matchmaking, all women can join the database for free. If you're a high net worth, ultra high net worth man, you can apply at our website, christianamaction.com. And that's where we are.
That's it. You have it, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Dating in Dubai.
That's a hashtag right there.
Yeah.
Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.